Well then, there we go. We had another great intro. Big thank you to Mr. Save with Crypto for creating that. It does get me kind of ready to go and throw some shapes in some Middle Eastern Eastern European nightclub. But yeah, hello mate.
Hello mate.
Does that get you going?
I've gone ready for Make America Great Again.
Yeah, let's have it. Desperados, John Brown, Mr. Jailbreak U, Steve O. Steve's on the White Monster, first time trying it with this intro. I bet you're bouncing off the walls. Crypto J, how we doing? And Razvan, hello from Romania. Well, hello from Romania to you. Stonksy, how we doing, my mate? Do make sure you all drop a like on the stream. Please do get involved. Let's get it up. Let's not let me chase you guys. Let's not make me chase you. Got 22 people watching straight away, and that's superb. Superb effort on viewers. Thank you very much for joining. But do make sure you take 2 seconds to go and drop a like on. Let's get this over 15 likes in the next couple of minutes. And yeah, How are you, mate? How's well, first of all, obviously, how was your weekend?
Very good,
And how are you overall?
Very, very good. It's just, everything's looking a bit more positive. I'm very,
Yeah.
very intrigued to see what tomorrow brings.
Yeah.
I'm expecting some kind of, or maybe it's a nothing event, but 100 days in office, I'm sure something will happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, crypto's looking a bit better, isn't it?
Yeah. Last day of the month tomorrow too, so we've got monthly close, and then obviously monthly open on Thursday. And then I do think we have some data mixed in as well, don't we? I think we've got PCE, yeah, and then hang on. We do have some red folder US data as well.
Non-farm employment.
Yeah, NFTs on Friday. I think we've got PCE at some point.
PCE
tomorrow. Yeah. PC tomorrow. Employment change tomorrow
and
too.
You've got ISM on Thursday.
Yeah.
It is.
So very interesting what's coming up. Very interesting indeed.
So yeah, I think it's going to be careful is what I'd say this week.
Yeah. Mr. Shelper, you says, are we 125x long or short? I think you would get stopped out of both, to be honest, mate.
Well, you need to get on. You need to get on the 400x on MEXC.
I think on Rollbit you can do 1,000. I think on Rollbit you can do it, which is like 0.1% of a liquidation. Like I think you get liquidated on 0.1% of a move.
What could possibly go wrong?
What could possibly go wrong? Exactly. Imagine that. You'd have to literally time it by about. Well, you'd have to try and pretty much get the top or the bottom tick. Chopsy. I always say your name wrong. I do apologise, mate. Chopsy, howdy to you. How we doing? Great to see you. Thank you very much for everyone that's joined. Great to see you all. And yeah, do make sure you drop a like. But we do have Bitcoin pressing up towards these highs. If we go and have a look. Obviously, high from last week. And then we have just had wicks firing into kind of this zone. Obviously, this was yesterday. Very interesting formation of price action yesterday. And then again, overnight, wicks firing into here. Come down and then it's having another go now. So this area...
It's compressing lovely.
Yeah.
Where it is now. You look from... I was running through the chart with a good friend of mine, Listy, this morning.
Oh, okay.
So we're on the daily, we've got that lovely compression above the annual open. And then there's that formation basically on the daily from the 5th of Feb to the 23rd of Feb, which was a pretty tight range with loads of wicks everywhere. And we're just compressing under there. So if you look back to, when was it? From the 12th of April, we sat in that range on the 12th of April for 8 days before we had this breakout. And I believe we are on day 6 of this latest compression at the moment. I'm not saying that we're going to break out upwards or downwards, but we will break out this week, I would imagine.
Yeah.
I quite fancy somewhere around the 100k mark.
Up here. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously got this build up now, building above here, and then it was stuck. I'm interested to see what happens if it re-enters here, because obviously, this was a wild bit of price action. I think there was about 3 weeks, wasn't it, that it was in here?
I mean, some of those candles was
filled with dojis. I mean, this one here, if you look at this one, it looks like a daddy long legs, doesn't it? Like just the wick on that, the upper wick on that candle was crazy. So yeah, pretty interesting area for the price to come into for sure.
Yeah.
So I'm interested to see what'll happen once and if it fires into the I mean, yeah, I've got. Yeah, I feel like it's just a waiting game, and there's something I was saying to Save yesterday was kind of just waiting to see what happens when price fires above, particularly last week's high into here. So what
are you in any trades, Dave?
No, I'm waiting to see price fire into here. I want to see the reaction of price firing into here.
Yeah.
So, yeah, kind of just trying to remain patient. I'm trying to remain patient. So,
yeah, I'm not currently in position on Bitcoin.
Yeah, I'm just trying to wait. I mean, I've been so tempted to hit the button. But yeah, just trying to remain patient because I do think it's coming. I don't think. I mean, I've been looking at this and thinking it's not the same formation, but we are starting to kind of see, particularly today. Say if we wasn't going to go anywhere high today, this kind of action that we got here, this just complete fuckery of just a lower high every single day. Obviously not the same because we've not had a lower high every single day. But I remember in this build up, the one thing I was waiting for like a giga short was particularly when we got to like this day here was just come on, just run it. Yeah, just come and run these wicks and then get back below like that for a short. And obviously we never got it until this cleared it out. Yeah, I remember particularly in this time, especially when it got to like this day, and I can't remember. I don't know whether I was even awake when this started to fall or not. I don't know. Yeah. But when you see something like this, all you want is just a clearance of liquidity, the price to show weakness. Get back above, get back below. Yeah, get back below that high there to show it just a liquidity grab above, and then look for the short trigger. But obviously, like we never got that, which was, I mean, the build up of them candles is just ridiculous. Yes. That the fact it never got swept before it dropped. So I don't know. I'm interested to see. I think it will definitely. I think it will struggle in here to kind of just. I don't think we're going to get just some kind of just like that. I don't think. I think it would struggle to kind of grind through here. Not necessarily to say that it goes down from here.
Well, the thing is if the way I look at these things, that zone between 95 and 98 or whatever it is, price has been in there. Mm-hmm. The probability of us just grinding through there is highly unlikely. Mm-hmm. We're much more likely to just absolutely just high volume push through it. Mm-hmm. And then that will then become support around about that 98,000 mark, where you got that grey box. Yeah. That will become your next support level. But it's psychological number from here is 100 grand. But are we likely to get a 6% move from a compression like this? Possibly not. So then you're looking at like 103, 104, then that's a 10% move up, maybe. Or do you run it all the way up to like 107, 108 kind of area?
Yeah.
And just crush all of those shorts that are kind of there and building up there.
Yeah, I think because I looked at the coin glass data yesterday, so not the heat map. But if we get it up here, Bitcoin, hang on. Liquidation levels. If we have a look, that kind of fits with what you're suggesting for. Yeah, so kind of just like we got. Hang on, that's the 1 day. Let me find. No, is it this one? Which is the one that I normally look at? I think it might be this one. I thought this gave a figure. Oh yeah, here. Oh yeah, here. All the way up here. Yeah, so obviously, the closer that we get to 100k, we've got quite a significant, according to this data anyway. I don't know how accurate this is or what kind of the influence they're trying to have on this, but if you definitely look at the shorter side here, you know, we're in the billions. And then over on the longer side, we're in the millions.
Yeah.
So it seems like we're heavily skewed for shorts, and shorts being squoze, if that is the case. And then obviously when you move into, you know, these kind of realms here, force closing these shorts here will only gigapress the price into these ones and just provide like a mental short. If these figures are correct anyway, you know, if any kind of, unless there's some fuckery going on. But, you know, that
will be.
Yeah, because you literally just get like this again, pretty much, don't you? Maybe, you know, or this, you know, from 88 to kind of 93, that kind of move, you know, from here to kind of like up here or wherever.
Yeah. So that was so basically we've had, was it a 13-14% push, which if you replicated would take you to that like 108, 107 kind of range.
Yeah.
So I think it's just one of those that people have got to be really careful of, because you're going to be into shorting from the like psychological levels where people are expecting it, and then just melt all the way through it is what I would personally do, but I'm evil, so
yeah. It's definitely going to be interesting. I mean, yeah, you know, you start pressing up here, and then you're into really interesting realm then, because, you know, you've obviously got good risk reward. You've got excellent risk reward for shorting any sort of clearance of these, and then still closing below 106.
Yeah.
But also then, you know, if you get, you know, any sort of just lower time frame, looks like it's holding, and that's kind of your risk then to go, okay, well, maybe it's actually going to break out, and then to do something like that. So I mean, when or if we get there is obviously a different question, but there's so many different possibilities from here onwards. We just need to kind of see price unfold, don't we? And kind of get this choppy, because this chop has been, I mean, I think this probably chop. You go back and look at this one, and while this one was like currently a little bit longer and stuff like that, I think this one was a lot better than this one. This chop has been very like just erratic, hasn't it, compared to this
again
one?
if you look at where we are now, we're above the annual open, and then you've got that weird formation, like I said, from early to end of Feb, and there was so much liquidity there, it kind of stands to reason that it was going to be not straightforward. So that's kind of just what I think's happening at the moment. It's just playing with people's hopes and dreams kind of thing. Yeah.
Mr. Jailbreak, you says, how can you look into a liquidation map to state Bitcoin goes up or down, but you also state, I don't know how accurate it is. Because if you look at who is providing this data, so if you go over and have a look, so this data apparently is from Binance, OKX, and Bybit. So these exchanges make the money from people trading, and then obviously, you know, off fees from them trading on their exchanges. If you're providing data like this gives incentive to what? To show a short squeeze. So you know, in theory, it makes more people go long, open, you know, bigger, longer positions, look for a short squeeze. It's in their interest to get people to open, you know, as large positions as possible, as many positions as possible. So that's where it comes from. Because in their interest, it's better. The more people caught off guard, the better. The more people on the wrong side of the market, for them, the better, because they take more fees, more positions are closed. From where I was saying to look at it, if it goes up or down, was basically if there's any sort of ounce of accuracy on this, maybe not even, you know, figure wise in terms of dollars, even if it's just ratio wise. But, you know, these numbers are provided by exchanges themselves. So I suppose, one, how much you trust the exchanges themselves to provide accurate data, and two, what is the actual intention of exchanges to make money, and how do they make money from obviously people trading and obviously people being caught on the wrong end of the market. So if you want to put your full trust in some data pulled from Binance, OKX, and Bybit, then I suppose you can do if you want, but I take it with a pinch of salt.
I don't really look at it personally. It should be used as confluence to what you can see in the charts. If you cannot see the information that you want in the charts, then don't trust it, and it might just be inducement. Because what you'll find as well, if you look at the order books, you look at the heat maps, the prices there, or the points are there. Then you look, I don't know, a couple of hours later when the price is actually approaching it, and then all of a sudden that big sort of like yellow dot or green dot that's on there has disappeared, and it's just been used as inducement to retail.
Yeah, so that's where it comes from. Hope that explains it for you. But yeah, that is my view on it anyway.
Yeah.
So,
but
and obviously Justin's view.
Yeah, it's just be trust your eyes, or the information that you need. It doesn't really matter about external noise. The charts don't lie. You only have to look. If you look at Tesla, I can't remember if we discussed it last week, Dave, but they had their worst earnings results ever, and the next day, or when it opened the next day, the price went up, and a lot of people would have been shorting it.
Yeah. Also, yeah, I mean, yeah, absolutely. I mean, and then you can come to back to something like this. I mean, what do you think the heat map and, you know, these liquidation levels will have been showing when we got something like this build-up of wicks? What would you think it would have been showing? So on this day, it would have been showing, you know, big clusters of liquidity above this wick. Then, you know, you go to this day, and then, you know, you would have been getting, obviously on the heat map, you would have been getting really deep yellow chunks of, you know, liquidation on there. You know, you get to this day and I imagine it's all pretty much just on fire. But did it sweep it? No, it didn't. So then potentially, you know, people have been trapped in longs there thinking, well, you know, it looks like it, you know, surely they're not going to let it go down for me without sweeping it. So then people are trapped in longs by looking at, you know, chunks of liquidity above 88, maybe into 89. Okay, well, I'll just long it from here up to here and then look to short it. And then what happens? Then people get caught on the wrong side of the market and the market dumps. So that's like one scenario where you can look at this data and still, you know, depending on whether you think it's accurate or not is negligible. But what is it showing and how potentially is it trapping people? He is like a prime example of how it potentially did that. So that's mainly what I was trying to say anyway. But yeah, there we go.
So what exactly are you waiting for on it, Dave? Are you waiting for it to sweep that level? What are you looking for it to do for you to consider?
Yeah. So either like one or two things really. Either come up into here, and then if we get back below last week's high, which is this, I've just moved it up, this black line here, Friday's high, I'd be looking to short it then. I'd be looking to short it because, you know, that would have just been like a clearance of all these wicks. We swept last week's high and then back below. And then you got easy invalidation then. You know, you got really quick and easy invalidation for if price then U-turns and starts to go up. Or, you know, if we start doing what I think we did we do? No, we didn't do it last time. Or we get above and potentially maybe if we have some solid kind of flip of support. I don't know. I don't know whether I would long it into this range or not. I don't know whether I would take that, but I would definitely be exercising caution on shorts, that's for sure. So I don't think I would just be looking to randomly start firing shorts if price, say, comes up comes back down and then kind of just starts holding and doesn't kind of show the break, especially obviously if it starts going up like that. Really interested in just liquidate these wicks here, particularly last week's high. Can it get back below? If it gets back below, okay, there's the short trigger. There's the invalidation from wherever it peaks. And then go from there then.
Yeah. I think shorts are going to get punished personally.
Yeah.
There's part of me, I'm not trying to second guess myself, because there's part of me that goes, right, we've got 100 days in office tomorrow, we've got month end tomorrow, we've got a week full of news. Has crypto essentially just front run all of this, and we're going to get some games, and it just pumps from here?
Mm-hmm.
Or do we sell off into it? It could literally go. It could go in either direction. So it's just, if you're not in the trade, just need to be super careful with what I'd say.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is as well, is kind of, it can just keep grinding through the shorts, and kind of at a point of where people think that then it's, so say for instance, if it did just keep grinding through the shorts and, you know, fired through here, and then maybe gets to like an exciting number like 100k, and then people then it just absolutely like uber bullish, you know, giga bullish, and then from that point then it's just torn a nightmare, obviously, from shorts from the start of the move. Then most people are just kindly blind into euphoria, and then maybe it gives a really harsh deep pullback, because obviously, you know, we could still technically come down back into 92 and still be fine.
Yeah. So this is my actual scenarios at the moment are up, because if you take a step back and just look at the overall macro, right? Fingers crossed. Anyway, we are hopefully in the next phase of potentially where we might be in the bull market. So it would make more sense to go up, liquidate into supply, and I think like 100k is too psychological, and it worked too many times before. So do you absolutely just send it way past there, and then you come back and overside retest the yearly open, and then that's your high low, and then you move on up from there?
Yeah, I think I mean, it could definitely do that. Alternatively, you know, it may even just catch people off guard and just go poop. That would also be quite interesting.
Yeah.
Because, you know, we are still smashing into this resistance. And I think even on the short side, it would front run a lot of shorts, because I think maybe a lot of people are waiting for this clearance of the wicks and, you know, the last week high.
Yeah.
Something like that. I think that's probably what a lot of short setups are at the moment. So if it is going to go down, maybe they just dump it from here and just kind of leave people chasing. I don't know. I think, you know, at some point like we got here, we're going to get some sort of resolution.
But the thing is, what we want right now, as long as the 93.5 and the yearly open holds on the daily, there's no real issue. If we get a liquidation wicks, then whatever, it's fine.
Yeah.
That's kind of, I think that's all that really matters at the moment.
Yeah.
Don't need to get any more complicated than that.
Mark that on.
What I am semi-surprised about that we haven't had much. I thought all along that 100 days in office would see some kind of positive bullish narratives come out, but nothing really looks like it's on the horizon. So it's going to take a bit of spin tomorrow, and then like there's some really funny charts. So if you go to like the S&P, the S&P has been obviously had a torrid month, but at this juncture, it looks like it's going to be like 1.2% down. I think it is on the month, even though it's got obviously we basically eaten back into the monthly open, so it's actually not too bad. And so the pullback.
It's a wild monthly candle, that, isn't it?
Yeah.
That is a wild monthly candle. It is pretty crazy to think that it's not even really too far from where it opened April.
Yeah.
I mean, I was kind of thinking we would get a pullback from either of these two regions is where I was looking.
Yeah, there's a couple of little gaps to fill.
So I was looking at, I mean, it's already smashing into here anyway. But I was maybe thinking maybe it pulls in a bit deeper. But if not, I was looking at this area for maybe a pullback. Now, this is one thing that potentially gives, Bitcoin some downside, is if the stock market just starts tanking, then obviously it's going to apply a lot of pressure. Although the last time, I think Bitcoin held up quite well while it was on one of the days when it was really bad. I think it was down like 3. It might have been this day. It looks like it might have been this day. What day was it? I think it was this day. Bitcoin was actually just like green, I think. But yeah, I think this is maybe. I don't know I can't really decide if the downside is done on this yet. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm kind of still evaluating whether I think the downside is actually properly done on this, or
it's so the when I was listening to Bloomberg yesterday, as it currently stands, this is going to be the worst performance in history of on the stock market for the first 100 days in office.
Oof.
So I'm yet it's still bounced back so much this month. It doesn't feel to me, and like I say, the indicators that I look at with this is not a crash. This was always just a pullback.
Yeah.
It just seems to me that we're not risk on because we've not gone blasting past all-time highs, but I don't think it's going to take much for people to suddenly go piling back in.
Yeah.
So I am personally, for me, I can see us being very bullish soon.
Yeah, I saw a guy. This guy's good. I follow him on my personal account. I'll give him a follow on the Stonksy one. He kind of just posts some really good data across everything, and he posted something interesting the other day. When was it? Oh yeah, there's systematic macro funds sitting on cash, retail investors fully loaded at the highs. Which I'll be honest, I don't actually know how to read this properly. I just kind of like looking at the data that he publishes and stuff. But I'm guessing what he's saying is a lot of the big funds are sitting on cash, while retail investors just carry on, obviously DCAing and piling money into positions. So upon any crash, I mean, maybe Berkshire is maybe carrying a lot of this. I don't know exactly like how it's skewed or what's taken into this.
That's highly probable. Because he's obviously been he's been building his cash position for a few months. Almost, is it 18 months?
A long time. Yeah. I think he's basically like been selling on the whole pump up. Really, he's just been selling quarter over quarter. I think I would actually like to know how much cash is sitting on. I don't know. It's in the hundreds of billions, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm sure when I last looked, it was 300 something billion.
Yeah, which is pretty insane because when you think about it, because I think he's now I think he's now the well, you say he, obviously his company is the single largest holder of T-bills now.
Yeah.
So they hold like a vast portion of T-bills. So they must be earning an absolute fortune on the percentage yield that they're getting.
Yeah. He is just a very, very smart man.
Yeah. Which is, for them, they've got that much cash. While rates are still high and, the interest is good, they don't really need to take any risk in the market, do they? So, the interest that they'll be being paid from sitting in T-bills, why take the risk in the market when they've been selling? They're definitely, you would say that with how he's done his business, they're definitely not going to be buying here. No. So they'll probably, just sit on the cash and keep earning the interest. I mean, they must be running in massive profit.
Yeah.
But yeah, we do have. Oh, we're not there yet anyway. But we've got Fever. How we doing, mate? Fever, it's great to see you. I miss Fever from the morning lounges. I miss him. The morning lounges. Remember them? They were epic. Them.
Good old days, Dave.
Yeah, we'll have to catch up, mate. We'll have to catch up. But you are jumping in some of the streams, aren't you? So it is absolutely great to see you. Big thank you for jumping in. Do appreciate it. And I will get the poll up now for in 50 minutes time. Don't you worry, guys. We'll get it going. But what else have you been looking at then, mate?
Do you want me to chuck my screen up, Dave?
You can. What do you think of ETH at the moment?
I am long on ETH, Dave.
I think ETH is looking very interesting now.
I am long on ETH. Apologies for all of the boxes. But yeah, we kind of, I think that this kind of 1550 area was, it's great formation here at the bottom of the range.
Yeah.
Clear liquidation, which is great. I'm long on ETH, like scalping on my little challenge account that I'm doing.
Right.
I think it looks all right, but we are obviously coming up to this kind of resistance area here.
Yeah.
Around about 1880 kind of area, this bottom of these candles. But so it looks all right. We're probably not going to break out at the first attempts. But again, we're compressing nicely over this gain level, so it's good from that standpoint. Move some of my mini boxes, but I don't really care. It's one of those, because on my I've got a few accounts running at the moment, but my little challenge account that I'm trying to do the 100x on is it's not really looking for big moves, so I'm kind of agnostic from that standpoint. And then from an ETH standpoint, or my Bybit account and stuff like that, where I'm trading more like pure swing trading, that's low leverage longs or spot. That's it's a different vibe. So I'm treating it like spot. It will hit profit at some point, or it won't. And then the rest of it's kind of smallish moves that I'm looking for.
Yeah.
But I was looking this morning at, so as you know, the couple of markers that I like. So the bigger wise, the total chart is following the plan at the moment. So this coincides probably with a decent push up at the top of this range here on Bitcoin. So that's why I'm not discounting 103, 108 grand kind of area.
Yeah.
To hit there, but looks much better now. It looks like it's ready to go up. But I was looking at this ETH Bitcoin, Dave, and it's showing a tiny bit of life down here. Not a great deal, but it's showing a tiny bit of life. So I am thinking that maybe it kind of, it's not like we've made a new high and we're kind of doing this, but it's stabilizing.
Yeah.
So maybe. So I'm actually looking more at ETH-based projects at the moment, because obviously the layer 2s and stuff like that, once this gets going, I would imagine they're going to fare quite well. So like your ARBs, your OPs, even stuff that's here, Celestia and stuff like that, that's built on ETH.
Yeah.
So maybe, but yeah, for the meantime, I think probably 1880 on is like above this range here, probably where we need to go. But it looks all right. But the ones, well, we're looking at that. Solana, I suppose.
Yeah, Solana. Sui as well. Sui's been an interesting one, hasn't it, recently?
Yeah. Solana looks all right, again, to me. It's obviously clear level here to kind of going back above. So we are coming towards resistance on a lot of stuff. So just be cautious. Sui's just been a madman, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I had
the strength on that run was insane, really, wasn't it?
Well, I actually had a long, see this one candle here? I had a little scalp long for that. I didn't realise it was going to run like this. Could have held that and probably done the challenge account in one trade, but that's not what it's about. Yeah, that's looking pretty good, but a lot of stuff's looking much better, to be honest with you. I am currently in Ethereum, so hopefully if that gets to, I think I'm taking profit somewhere in here, 4 hours. But this looks primed to pop and probably sweep this week here, I would say.
Yeah.
I'm also in Ethereum Classic.
Oh, okay, yeah.
No reason as to why, apart from someone told me have a look at ETH Classic. I was like, that looks all right. And then I'm also in Barrett's. So it's another one we probably looked at meme coin wise, Dave, over the weeks. So it's had quite a nice run up from the bottom here. Assuming we hold this box on the daily, then I expect us to run up here. So I'm in that, and assuming those trades go full profit, then my challenge account should get me to, so these are the completed trades. I've got 3 other trades running at the moment, which, assuming they go full profit, should get me to 5x. And
very nice.
And hopefully by next week, I should be able to then get the 10x done. So I'm 15 trades down. I'm just looking around about 25 trades to 10x the account. And then it'll be then trying to 10x it again.
And then you'll be done?
Oh, that'll be the 100x done, and then I'll see if I'm still interested or if I'm bored.
You take it to 1,000x.
Well, you know what? There's no reason to stop, right? In reality. And like I was saying, the intention of doing it was nothing more than something interesting to talk about on here. Also to show people what's possible with small starting capital. And the strategies, it's really, really the latest trade I close this morning was on Gala. So all I'm really looking for is weekly or daily gain levels. Bit of strength. Then once we've broken out, like we have above this purple box, then looking on likely kind of retest points. And then once you get a retest point, then I'm basically looking for 5 to 10% moves on from the bounce.
Yeah.
And that's it. And then my basic I'm sizing the actual trades based off of margin rather than the stop loss. And the stop loss is manual. So if you're looking at it from a daily standpoint, if you close daily below the invalidation level, then you just close the trade. But so far, I have had 13 wins, 1 stop loss at break even, and 1 stop loss.
It's not quite going, is it?
It's not. The funny thing is, so like the AVAX trade, so it's 22.8 the entry. I closed this early, or because I was trading against the trend, I was trading it from up here, 22.8. What was that? This kind of area. And then I was looking for, because it's trading against trend, I was looking for a 5% move.
Yeah.
That was. So that would have gone full profit. I just closed the trade early because I moved the stop loss to break even.
Right.
And then the other trade was this madman move, and I was looking to short it up here, and then I closed it. But again, the trade idea was right because it was going to come back down.
Yeah, that had a crazy move, that, didn't it? Did we find out if that actually was linked to ZRO or not?
Yes, I believe it is.
Right.
Because there's another. What's the other one? Z. There's a few that are linked to it.
Right.
But again, I think I mentioned in our little Telegram group, Dave, at the weekend, I was looking at this, and I was going, this nice little compression pattern. It looks like it's gonna break out at some point, and it did. So that would have been I didn't take the trade myself, so I can't pat myself too much on the back. But that was an okay one.
It gave some nice movements, hasn't it? Especially if you're looking to just get in and out on them bigger moves.
Yeah. I mean, it's a run up. What is that? 4x. A couple of days. Bad, is it?
Not bad at all.
Another one I was looking at that week was what was it? Kima? What's the one called? We was talking about it in the group the other day. I think Hala mentioned it.
What's it now?
Alpaca.
Alpaca, yeah.
So I was looking at. So this was getting delisted. So where I fell foul on this was really. So this was we knew it was getting delisted. So all I was looking at was the daily closes. Yeah. And then obviously liquidation wicks above that. So I literally put this line in, which would have been to short it, was there. So if you close the daily over there, then you obviously just close the trade. And then I was hoping that we was going to just get a liquidation wick above the all-time high. So I had an order set at just below the all-time high, and it got really, really close, and then fell off. But again, that would have been quite nice.
Has it delisted now? Yeah.
Tomorrow.
Right.
I think on BitGet it's delisted already. I think on Bybit it's tomorrow.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So now I am. Hopefully those trades will go to profit, and then I'm looking for the next moves, Dave.
Yeah. Good amount of movement. No, I mean, I'm still annoyed that I never took that Ergo one when that had its scam pump.
Yeah.
That still pisses me off thinking about it. But it is what it is, isn't it? But I mean, these things, we're seeing them almost like a weekly occurrence, aren't we? Of things going a couple of X, and then it just being so obvious that it's just an outright scam pump.
Yes. That's where you just got to be careful.
There will be another.
But the thing is, for me personally, I'm not necessarily looking for these kind of. I'm not looking for these trades, and the deeper we get into, hopefully, the bull run, I'm not really looking to. I'll take, like you can see from like the trading journal, that most of mine are longs because I'm trading with the trend. Mm-hmm. So I'd much rather wait for a pullback and then keep long in it until you hit major resistance. I think that seems like a smarter thing to do. But because I think once we get into, again, deeper into the bull run, we are going to just get liquidation wicks out of nowhere. I don't think we're ready yet, personally. I think we've had enough pain for the moment, and we need to probably just build up liquidity more. But yeah, definitely more of that kind of stuff coming in.
Yeah, absolutely.
Are there any coins that people want to talk about in the chat?
Yeah, let us know in the chat. We do have Save with Crypto on with us now, though. He's joined.
Hello.
After having his lunch out.
Very nice.
How are we, mate? You okay? Yeah?
Oh, you can? Okay. I just did something weird. I went into StreamYard and I kind of commented there, and it came out as being you. I'm not quite sure.
Yeah, I did see that. I saw it said Stonksy indicator. I'm here. What did I miss?
I know. Just to avoid some confusion. Anyway, that was me. I'm good, mate. I'm good. What lovely weather we're having, eh?
It is very, very nice, isn't it? I did eat my dinner in the garden today for one of probably about 3 times so far this year. So that was nice.
Very nice.
And yeah, I'm enjoying it. I mean, it's set to be really nice, isn't it, for the next week or two? So, have you had the lawnmower out, Justin?
We're having some remedial works done in the garden to the lawn. So I haven't been on it this year, but the gardener has. Yeah. The kids come home. We opened our swimming pool this week. So
very nice.
The kids were in there after school yesterday.
Super.
So yes, all good.
Yeah. Is it heated, or do you have it? Do you have the sun heating it?
Oh, mate. No, I have an expensive bill to pay for heating it.
Yeah, I can imagine. I can only imagine. Because I think I've seen somewhere where it's like, I think with current energy prices, because I've seen a TikTok of someone putting it on about the hot tub. Now, obviously, a swimming pool is, several times bigger than a hot tub. I've
got a hot tub as well, Dave.
Right, okay, yeah. I think they were saying that their hot tub was charging them like £7 a day or something to keep it heated. So I can only imagine that your end of your challenge account is going purely on the electric bill this month.
Probably. Whatever, it's fine.
Yeah, that's it. It's all for
good call.
Enjoying the sun in it while we get it. It's well worth it. We've got Scotty saying, enjoy the sun while it lasts. Bill Gates can go. I've got the government to dim the skies. Yeah, I did hear about that. I mean, I don't.
The cloud seeding, whatever it's called.
Yeah, the thing is, I try and not really get stressed or annoyed at things that I can't control. So, like, if I can't really control, like, them doing that or stuff like that, like, getting outraged about things is good. I think, you know, it's always good to be a bit outraged and stuff. But it's just like, if they want to do that, what am I going to do? Like, you know, nothing I can do, is there? But yeah, it is pretty mental if that's, you know, something that. But you know,
they do it because it's called cloud seeding, I think.
Yeah, the chemtrails, innit?
Yeah, so there is in certain, because didn't it happen? I think some countries around the world use it where it's particularly dry. I don't see why, when we get 350 days a year of rain anyway, why we need to see the clouds in the UK.
Yeah.
But drier climates, for sure.
Yeah, well, I believe they heavily use it in Dubai, don't they? And then when Dubai got them floods last year, the really harsh floods, whenever that was, I can't remember.
Yeah, that was this time last year because it was token 49.
Right. Yeah. So they use it in places like that, but I mean, yeah, why on earth you would use it here is, you know, a bit weird. But there we go. They are doing some exceptionally weird things in government at the moment, which we will not cover. However, it is something that's really got me riled up recently. If anything has got me riled up, it's that. It's one thing that I just can't help but get annoyed about. But there we go. We won't go into that. No, something to do with what they're doing. Normally, like, yeah, I think he's an absolute idiot. But again, you know, it's not something that I can control, so kind of just not get too annoyed about it. But one thing that they're doing, has really, really pissed me off. And I just can't help but get angry about it. So there we go.
Can you not tell us, Dave?
I don't want to cause any sort of political upset.
Oh, come on, I love being controversial.
Where the asking UK landlords to house migrants and pretty much kick people out that are already in them. I think that is absolutely outrageous.
Well, it's. I try not to pay attention to like that kind of news anymore because it just annoys me. But I was, funny enough, I'm considering selling some of my properties because they're just not really going up in value, and the rental yields are alright, but it's like,
yeah.
I saw TMG talking about buying properties the other day, and I was like, hey, you might as well just stick it in an index fund. You can get much better returns, and you haven't got to worry about tenants. Or
stick it in stick it in USDC and put it in a 4 or 5% gainer on Coinbase or something.
Yeah, exactly that.
You know, I think you can still get about 4% on Coinbase or wherever, you know, Swissborg or wherever.
Yeah, wherever you want. Talking to my man Rainier about it the other day.
Yeah, I mean, personally, I would stay away from DeFi ones. I still don't think I would. I don't think I would still trust them unless it was kind of like, quote unquote, still a centralized one in the form of a decentralized one. But I think the risk is still like, why take the risk? You know, when you could leave it in a Coinbase or something that's at least, you know, got some proper regulations about it and stuff. But yeah, there we go. There we go. Yeah. Well, I know someone that's been putting the money to work is you, isn't it, Save? You've been running up your is it 212 that you've been using?
Yeah, trading 212. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been going all right actually. Yeah. No, I just been, not doing anything major, just buying and selling stuff, you know, but not really hanging on to it. You know, if I see a red day, then you know, I'm buying some stuff and then I'm selling it on a green day. That's it, really. But
yeah,
I mean, I haven't gone massive, but I've got me 20 grand up to like 21.5 grand in about 3 weeks. So that's not too bad, is it?
Yeah, that's good. Something that you can do as well on trading 212 is you can put your money into like a kind of like free flowing savings account, can't you? Where you get the interest of, the current interest rates in the UK, which I think is like 4.5%, isn't it?
Yeah.
And you get paid out daily on that, but you don't have to lock your money in. You kind of just put it in this account. I can't remember what it's called, but then you just get the daily yield on it, and then you can just withdraw it. I saw a guy talking about it, which I think he had 100 grand in it, and he was getting about 14 quid a day, which is like, what's that across 30 days? Like 420 quid a month, which I suppose paid for some bills and stuff, doesn't it?
Yeah. No, it's pretty cool like that. And even when you're doing the stuff in the invest and the ISA thing, even then you still get interest on the money that you've not got invested. You get interest on that daily, I think the thing you're on about is the cash ISA, which you get interest daily, and there's no lockup with any of these. You can take money in and out or move it between accounts. It's actually a really good platform. I did actually approach them and say, I'm banging on about your platform. Can I be an affiliate? And then they looked at my site and said, we don't want anything to do with crypto. So,
right.
So there.
Fair enough. Reggie Man has mentioned OM. So he says, thoughts on OM movement when JP speaks at Dubai 2049 tomorrow. I'll be honest, nothing. I don't think really he can come out and really, unless he comes out and says, yeah, we got this amount of money to do buybacks. I don't think anything he says is really going to have much effect. I think what really will matter for the OM price now is kind of actions rather than words. I think is what market participants probably want. Obviously, maybe they've got enough funds to still move the market themselves. And what I estimate probably they're doing at the moment, or trying to do, is a bit of time-based capitulation. So we're obviously at the initial bounce and it's kind of bled down and looks like it's bottoming out, potentially, is maybe just let people, they're probably just a bit of time-based capitulation, letting people be selling out if they want to and stuff like that. And then maybe if they've got some sort of plan, then fire it back up after a couple of weeks or, however long maybe it may be.
But the thing is, like we said about the other day, without looking up here, this whole range between this line and here, this needs to be mitigated, and that's your reaccumulation. So if I was going to be partaking in OM, do I think this is worth a punt? Somewhere down here, or where we are now, down here, yes. But I would probably say this needs quite a long period of time of reaccumulation before you get expansion.
Yeah.
And this might just be one of those that runs secondary in the, when everything else starts running. This might be a late mover.
Yeah. I don't remember, it's never really moved with the market, has it, before?
No.
It's always kind of just, done its own thing. Even obviously, if you look back, that big, massive spike that it had lined up with obviously Bitcoin moving and then the rest of the market moving from November into December. But the way that it moves is just completely different. Now, how, exactly how they executed that and what tactics they used and stuff like that, whether they'll be able to do that again is a different story. But I don't know. I mean, I would personally buy if it kind of retraced deeper into that wick. I would definitely have a gamble on it, because I think it's potentially worth it even if they give it a mediocre push. The
thing is, if you just look at it in two parts and you just go from draw the box, where are we at the moment? Oh God, that didn't work very well, did it? So anything under where we are now, you're in a nice little discount zone. It's worth a go, in my opinion.
Yeah. But I don't know. I don't think him saying or speaking tomorrow will have much of that. I would be surprised if it did, unless he comes out with something crazy like, we've just secured $20 million to go and do buybacks, and we're just going to start market buying every single day for the next month or whatever, then why would they do that? Why would they do that?
But still, haven't they got to do some kind of to the community that's already in it? Haven't they got to go? This is what happened. This is what we're going to make sure it never happens again. Blah blah blah, and actually put some kind of narrative together, because at the moment you're not going to have trust, and then all what will happen. This area here where people have accumulated this range, if they haven't taken profits on the way up, all that's going to happen as soon as it starts pumping and you get past that point, like here, they'll just start selling and it'll just drive the price back down.
Yeah, that's it. So they definitely need some positive PR and some some good stuff putting out. But I don't know. I have no idea. Is the honest answer, mate, to you? What will it do tomorrow? I have no idea.
What will do tomorrow?
That's what his original question was. Thoughts on the
because of
when JP Mullen apparently is speaking tomorrow. So I don't know. I have no idea.
So I have alerts set on this to trade it, I know we've whipped through it, but I'm looking at what was this daily fair value gap. So just here, so I think we get a bounce, possibly liquidate this wick here. But again, this is purely for the scalp account. It's nothing for anything else.
I would be interested. I would definitely be interested in it.
Are you still only just trading Bitcoin though?
Yeah, pretty much. Unless something comes up. Unless something comes up for me to jump into on alts.
Yeah.
I had a little short on XRP from 233 yesterday. Closed that a little bit soon after it dropped. I think I closed at about 229. But apart from that, I've not really been touching alts too much. If something comes up, I'm definitely interested in it, like one of these scam ones or whatever.
Is that what you'd rather have, something that's just randomly pumped and then just...
I think so for the time being. Yeah. But then again, I don't know, like I am kind of thinking, should I maybe transition over to something else like ETH or Sol or whatever? Or are
you looking for what sort of moves are you looking for, Dave?
On Bitcoin or altcoins?
Well, in general, yeah.
Anything. I'm not. I don't really have a bias, long or short. So, kind of just if it looks good, one setup to another, whether it's long or short, I'm fine with taking it. I just don't really. I've never really been like. I took a scalp on XRP yesterday, but I've never really been great at scalping. More so like a trade for like a couple of days, maybe. Or I mean, if the price moves fast, then obviously it could be over in a day. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I've never really been the best scalper, so I kind of just try and stay in my lane, kind of.
That's the thing. There's no right or wrong answer with trading. It's just it's what suits you, and the amount of conversations I have in this regard is like you've kind of got to work out what works best for you as an individual.
Yeah, that's it.
And
that's it.
If it doesn't work, then do something else, or you're doing something wrong. But so the ones that I'm personally looking at, WorldCoin, does that come back into this kind of range?
Yeah.
All sort of like, but again, had the breakout, it might even kind of retest this candle here, but let's just say it goes to the top of there. I'm bouncing. I'm looking for a bounce that's going not even to make a new high, so that's pretty easy. I was considering Zai the other day. If you want to think, but this is kind of lost support here So really, it's going to have to come down here. Velo, hit bullseye on here. But I can send you some of these, Dave, if you're interested. Are you still looking at Ton?
Yeah. I haven't looked at it since. No, I've not really looked at it much. I think the last time I looked at it was when you was on stream last week, I think.
Yeah.
Because you had was it last week you had your trade on, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah, that went profit.
Yeah. So, I've not looked at it since then.
Retest of this box probably will give you a leg up. Again, I'm the strategy I'm using is very simple. Daily or weekly gain levels, overside retest, looking for on all coins 5 to 10% moves, and that's it.
Yeah.
In and out, nice and simple.
Yeah. Very nice.
Say. You like a bit of say, don't you, Dave?
Say, yeah. I think I've liked Say since Celine Dion.
Celine Dion.
That was a good time.
Yeah.
Say's had a great bounce, hasn't it? Pretty similar to everything else.
Yeah.
I mean, some of them have moved really well, haven't they? You know, Say, Hype, Sui, of course. What was the one I was looking at yesterday? That's moved quite well.
Cetus moved really well.
Yeah, some of them have been really, really strong. I mean,
you look at it on stream a few weeks ago because it's on. Arkham was another one I traded this week. So I'm looking to potentially re-enter that again. As they're breaking out. I've actually done Axelar. Brett.
Anything else that's moved? Well, let's see. Let's go and have a little look. What else has been moving well? I mean, what's Fartcoin been doing? I haven't looked at that in a while. Okay. Yeah. So Fartcoin has actually came into the region I was looking at. I had kind of 112 to 124 outlined for Fartcoin to pop into.
Yeah.
Which seems to have done quite nicely so far.
But it's just, again, this is just the liquidity. This is where the liquidity sits. You put it across, and that's where the liquidity sits.
Yeah. I mean, something like that, I don't think I would have any interest in trying to short that back down.
Oh my God, no.
But it's very interesting to watch. I do like watching this stuff.
Yeah.
What else has been moving quite well? I've not really kept up with the meme coin thing. I think Pengu's I've been seeing on the timeline a bit. Pengu's been moving quite well. Where's Pengu? Where's Pengu on the thing?
Pengu, hold on. I'll get you Pengu.
You get Pengu up. Pappy says he's been enjoying the Discord at the moment. Great to hear you, mate. Great to hear you. It's always good to see you in there, mate. Sounds like he was looking at discussing additional partners as token burn. Well, maybe he's got something up his sleeve then, Reggie. Maybe he's got something good up his sleeve. I mean, the thing is, they're obviously very smart people that are behind it because he was able to 400x a token.
What's that on?
OM, still on OM.
Yeah.
You know, they're able to very strategically offload some in OTC deals and stuff like that. And, you know, walk up a token that had pretty much, you know, minimal value in terms of crypto and walk it up to the top 25 or whatever it got to, 400x in a year. So, you know, they're obviously very smart people and very strategic. It's just, you know, can they do it again is the question.
Is it actually a decent project or is it
Well, I believe that it is like a decent project. Yeah, I believe it's like it had the most TVL, or it's something like in terms of real world assets.
Yeah,
It does a lot of real world asset stuff. I think a lot of it is like property and stuff as well. So like in terms of like, is it like does it actually do something? I don't know what the like. I think it's a chain. I don't know. I think like Mantra is a chain, but I believe like it actually has some intrinsic value, yeah, and it's not just one of these hyper shit things. I don't know, but I would love actually to know, yeah, like what kind of it does in terms of RWA. I think it's a lot like property and stuff, but I don't know.
Moodeng. Look at the state of that.
Moodeng. Yeah, I remember Moodeng well. Save. What about you, mate? What have you been up to? Have you been messing with your trades, or have you just left them to run?
I've the big ones, I've left them alone.
Yeah.
And then I've been sort of fiddling around with some smaller ones on different exchanges, really. I've got a little. Well, actually, MEXC approached me and said, "Do you want to try out?"
Stop sharing my screen, said Dave.
Okay, mate. I'll put mine on.
Yeah, MEXC approached me and said, do you want to try out our exchange? And I was like, well, I will if you give me some money, you know. So they gave me 100 USDT to play with. So I'm seeing what I can do with that, really. And it's, so I'm just doing some little trades with that just to sort of get an idea. And it's just hit my stop loss. So, that's not bad. I'm up to 124 USDT. But, so just doing little trades with Bitcoin with that, really.
I like trading the small accounts. It's fun.
Yeah.
Mind.
Have we talked about the bot yet?
Not yet, mate. No.
All right.
How's the bot going?
Probably best not mention it then.
How's it going?
It was doing really well, and then it's just done 3 really crappy trades in a row, and the one last night, I have no idea. It just went long in the middle of the night, and then closed it in a loss. You know, I have no idea why it did that. And then there was one yesterday where it would have been good. It was okay long entry, and then it just closed it in a loss.
Yeah, I think someone asked about it in the Discord, and I think it's this kind of choppy PA. Like, this has been really choppy, and I think for most people this would probably really play with them, you know, in terms of if they're trying to trade this range or maybe trade like any sort of trend in here. So I kind of just said in the Discord, you know, just let it get out of this choppiness in terms of Bitcoin getting out of the choppiness.
Yeah.
And then go from there.
That said, though, because, you know, I'd drawn that 1% compounding line on my little chart.
Yeah.
It's kind of come back to that. So it's still following that, you know. If it loses the next one, it won't be so good. But if it wins the next one, you know, it will redeem itself a little bit and everything will be good. But, but at the moment, you know, it is up since I started it. I think it's at 3... I started on 250 USDT and it's up to 328 now. But it was almost 500 yesterday, which is a bit annoying.
Yeah.
So was it gone from 2 in the last 24 hours, did you say?
Oh, in 24 hours? I don't know.
So what was the peak profit, did you say?
The peak for me, this is with my $250 account.
Yeah.
The peak was about 498.
Yeah, that's good. That's 2x.
Yeah, but now it's down to 328 or something. So it kind of lost. It lost 3 trades in a row, and one of them was a bit large. You know, not silly large, but like, you know, if that had been your first trade, you'd have been right annoyed. You know, but it did some really good ones last week. You know, so overall it's up, but it's not quite the golden boy it was a couple of days ago.
The golden boy.
That's just part and parcel of trading.
That's it's part of the game, isn't it?
Well, yeah. I mean, you're talking about a bot. You know, talking something that, you know, makes money on its own. You know, I mean, you know, if it was perfect, then everybody would have one, wouldn't they? You know.
Yeah, that's it. Even the best traders in the world, you're not going to hit everyone.
No.
Or potentially go on a bit of a. But that's why I said in the Discord, you know, just take a breath, chill out, and just obviously.
Oops, sorry.
Once we, what was that?
I was just emptying some tofu out of my air fryer.
Tofu?
Yeah.
Oh, you sound offended there.
No, I used to eat a lot of tofu. I was just a bit surprised. Like,
why were you surprised?
I don't know. I just
weren't expecting the tofu thing.
Oh,
yeah,
right.
I wasn't expecting it to be tofu.
Yeah, I'm absolutely full of surprises with you, aren't I?
You are, mate. Yeah, you are. Have you been having any more dreams about me?
No. I did have a trading dream though. I can't remember.
Did you? Go on, give us it.
I can't remember it. It was. It wasn't
Yeah,
good.
You can.
It wasn't good. That I woke up. Well, I just woke up and I thought it was real, and it wasn't.
Did you run and check your phone quick?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah.
Go on. What happened in it?
I think it was one of them things where I was trying to get out of a trade, and the internet wasn't working properly or something like that, and the page wouldn't refresh properly. And then I was trying to find my phone. This is in my dream, you know.
Yeah.
Trying to find my phone. I couldn't find my phone, you know. And then I just woke up in a panic, you know, and I realised it was all a dream, you know. So
okay.
You weren't in that one, mate.
Yeah. Okay, I got you. Justin, you ever dream about trading?
No.
No, never.
No, I don't dream. So after my having a job in the real world and not sleeping for many years, I've become quite a good sleeper now. So I generally go to bed and it's lights out, don't dream about it, and then I'll wake up and start my day again. And that's where, apart from, for the most part, my Bybit, like spot Bybit and stuff like that, it's only really the scalping account where I have overnight trades.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't really care what happens.
I do every once in a while.
Am I ever in them?
You what, mate?
Am I ever in them?
I don't know actually. I don't know if you have been. I tell you what, next time you are, though, I will tell you. But I don't know. I don't know. It is kind of. I know what save means. It does kind of mess you up a bit because there are a couple of times as well, which is really strange, is when I've had a dream that Bitcoin has done a certain thing and I've woke up and it's actually kind of done it.
Dun.
Yeah. So I don't know whether I'm just like looking at my phone in my sleep, just loading up TradingView, staring at it all through the night while I'm asleep. There is a couple of times when that's actually when that's happened. Not in terms of obviously like exact figures and stuff, and not obviously reading the future or whatever, but yeah, there are a few times that it's happened. But I remember years ago, I used to dream about trading all the time, and that was probably because I just kept waking myself up to check the market.
Were they sweet dreams, Dave?
Was it what?
Was it sweet dreams?
No, probably not. No, I don't think it was. It's no good that for anyone that does that as well. You really need to try and find a way where you can sleep through, because waking up in the night to check your trade and stuff like that, it can really burn your head out.
It's not good,
and it kind of like blurs your judgment and stuff. You don't feel refreshed, and you make some bad decisions, or like, say for instance, you'll have an entry, and then you'll just start messing with it. You know, you close it, and then you'll maybe open it a bit higher or a bit lower or whatever, and then come 12 hours later, price is in the same point, and because you've just been like erratic in your decisions, you've lost money somehow, even though price in the same point, because you've just been messing with it. But yeah, it's really bad. You really need to definitely sleep through, or just at least not dream about it.
Tell you what, in Aldi they've got this smoked tofu, like little packets, like 89p or something.
Yeah,
absolutely gorgeous, lovely.
Do you eat a lot of tofu?
Yeah, I do actually.
Right.
There you
That's
go, Dave.
interesting. So there we go. Any tofu eaters out there? Get yourself down to Aldi.
I don't eat tofu. I don't not eat tofu.
No, I can't remember the last time I ate tofu, but I'm not against it. I'm definitely not against it. I used to like the tofu noodle dish from Wagamama's. That was nice.
The legend Listy's in the chat as well.
Oh, there he is. Yeah, great to see Listy. Listy boy. Have you've probably checked your phone at 3? No, I don't do any of that stuff. If I've checked my phone, I know it in the night. I very rarely do something in my sleep that I don't remember. Yeah.
Oh God, I used to play in this band, and the singer, he used to sleepwalk, and
oh Jesus,
he was like really, really bad. I mean, sometimes, you know, we'd go off somewhere in the Alps, and he'd wake up in some, like, you know, car park down the road, and sort of like it'd be like minus 15, and you know, be walking around in these boxes, like, and he sometimes when we were on tour, like, he used to tie his ankles together to stop him sleepwalking, and
that's scary to
all
me.
he done then was sleep fall over.
Yeah. Actually.
No, he was terrible. Anyway, 1 minute to open. What's going to happen, Justin? Tell us.
What now? On Bitcoin?
Yeah.
What's going to happen now? I think overall we push up today to around about 96,400.
Oh, okay. What about you, Save? Quick, get it in.
Well, you see, what I was thinking was, like, you know, most days it's sort of dumped down and then gone back up again, or pumped and then dumped.
Yeah.
So as I've got a spare hand today, I was gonna. I don't know.
We are below the daily point of control.
What's it going to do? Nothing.
We're below what, mate? What did you say then? Sorry, I was ringing the bell.
We're below the daily POC, and if you look on the 15-minute candles, or the 15-minute chart, if you look at the candle formation from around 6 a.m. this morning,
hang on,
all flat bottomed, very little wicks, would intimate to me that we sweep that area.
Here.
Yeah, just look at the candle formation. There's no liquidation there, so might just liquidate that low.
What's the S&P do? The S&P's done. Yeah, I think this is proving to be a bit of a sticking point for it from yesterday into today. Let's see. Tell you what, we'll even mark that out there. The bottom tick on it, about 211 in the 94Ks, in the 94 keks.
Yeah, just any time you get candles with very little wicks and it's just got a base with no liquidation from the wick, it's crying out to be swept.
Yeah, this is one big funny range. This.
Which bit are you talking about, Justin? You're talking about.
See it on my screen here.
So these flat-bottomed thingies, is that the one in the middle there?
Yeah. So if you look at Dave's got that, get rid of that vertical line sec, Dave. You got that there? Mm-hmm. Or do you want me to chuck my chart on?
Yeah,
it's up to you, mate. Yeah, chuck your chart on, yeah, if you want.
There you go. I'll show you.
Reggie, man, I rang the bell.
Tell me when you can see my chart.
Yeah, you're on.
Right, so generally speaking, obviously this is, I've pulled this over the daily range. So this is your FRVP, obviously the red bit's the point of control. So normally what happens when you open, we will, depending on which side of the POC we are, we'll normally either take out the Asia high or low, or the daily high and low. Normally, it is not obviously a rule of thumb, but what normally happens when you've got these here, these candle formations here, and you've got no wicks, really, especially when you get flat tops like this, that means there's been no liquidation of the wick. That's just kind of been held the price. So what will normally happen is then, because you haven't had that liquidation, the tops, or like in this case, this area above here will be swept because there's no liquidation. And to have a reversal at any point, you always need the liquidation first. So if you're unsure if price is going to reverse, unless you've had like wicks, and you can obviously see the bodies all in the same area, you need the liquidation first. So this to me means that down here, whatever liquidity that sits in here hasn't been swept into a true reversal. That makes any sense? If not, tell me to shut up and I'll stop speaking.
No, it's cool. Yeah, I might have to clip that a bit. Yeah. So that's I've not seen that kind of thing before. That's quite cool. I like that. Well done.
But the thing is, right? I'm not I like to just read what the candle was doing in general and understanding what I'm not into. So this is a shooting star, and this is a whatever it is, and all that kind of crap. I'm not really interested. I'm interested in what they actually mean, what the candles are trying to achieve in any given range. And to me, this hasn't swept liquidity, because you always, if you look at any reversal on any time frame, I'm pretty certain you will always see liquidation wicks like this. And then obviously you go on higher time frames. This is why you get, like, at the bottoms, you get the liquidation to kind of to then give you your, because you need to slam into all this is going, right, this is your true support, is where the actual candles close. The liquidation is basically pushing the price into, in this case, the demand area. This is the actual true support. This is holding. As long as you're not closing below that, that just means, right, that's gathered enough fuel to then propel the move up this way. And then you can see, like, when you're in these kind of ranges here, really this range was like this, and then you just got the liquidations either side. And then what you will normally have when you've got a range like that, to break out of it, obviously, at all times when you're in a range, you're building liquidity either side. And then to break out of the range, you then normally you'll get, sometimes you'll get something like this. So you're in a range, and then you'll liquidate into here and get this to kind of get you out, or it'll be like that, and then it will push up into supply, which will push you deeper into demand to then be able to then get you out of range. So it's always good to look at the actual candles and what they actually mean, because it will point you in the right direction.
There we go. So I hope everyone was paying attention there.
I don't know if does that make sense?
Yeah, it's cool. I might have to rewatch it a couple of times, but glad we got it recorded. That's good. That's great. Yeah, I like that. Yeah. Nice.
But it is always at any point to get a to get a trend reversal, you need a liquidation. This is not a liquidation. Liquidation would look like, obviously, if you get a really long, it's had a nice long candle like that there, then probably that's fine. So what you might get here is this liquidates here, which pushes into, I'm going to do a nice little money bags there. So that pushes you into your supply area, which will then give you the energy to push out of the range like that.
Yeah. Where did you get that money bag from?
If you go onto the emoji section.
Yeah, it's on TradingView.
I've never seen that.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't realise.
There you go. I put all my stuff on my chart. But yeah, that's generally how price action works off candles. And
I was always taught that the market will always go back for flat candles.
Yeah.
Flat tops or flat bottoms are like high risk for eventually the market will always go back for them.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, whether high time. Obviously, I used to look at it on high time frames and stuff like that, but you can see loads on the 15-minute chart currently.
I mean, if you like, this is a candle that most people will understand what it is, right? This, you can call that a hammer. Now, if you had that hammer at the bottom here and you had a longer wick, then this move here probably wouldn't have stalled and we would be up here somewhere. So it would have given you more power to kind of move out of the range.
Yeah.
So the way I always explain it to people is if you've got this battle between supply and demand, up here you've got supply, you've got the demand down there. Now, if the order flow is going this way, think of yourself, you've got you're going into battle and you've got 100 people in your army here, you've got 100 people in your army there. You go up, but you've got a bit more momentum and you've eaten well and stuff like that. You smash these guys to bits, but in the process you lose 30 men. Then you're up here, and then you're going into battle again with the next lot of 100 men, and you still might win. But then at some point, you're going to be down until you come back into and you go and get some reinforcements. You can't then keep pushing up and having the battles, and that's basically your battle between supply and demand.
Yeah, very well put. Very, very well put. I like the analogy of a battle.
That's what it is, right? That's the battle between buyers and sellers. It's all it is, and it's basics of supply and demand. There you go, Dave. You can coin that. You can trademark it and anything you want.
What battling the battle of the market?
The battle of price action.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. Save will be using that on his next video, won't you?
Yeah. but probably will, actually, if that's all right, actually.
That's right.
I will obviously give credit where credit is due, and as I always do, actually. And you probably need a name for the candle pattern, though, to flat bottom girls or something,
Yeah, I like that. I like that. That's good.
Or whatever it is.
Flat bottom girls.
But you look across. What's the S&P doing?
It has recovered its pre-market dump nearly. Well, it's trying to.
We've got jolts in 19 minutes.
Oh yeah.
So this is what this is gearing up to at the moment. This is just sitting in this range, building liquidity. Then the news will break, and then we're either going to just push up and then come down, or we're going to do that. So remember, news is absolute nonsense, and for the most part, it is there purely to provide volumes and move the prices. The direction of travel is already decided.
Yeah.
I think too many people put emphasis going, at the Fed speech, they're going to cut interest rates by 0.25%, and that means we're going to the moon. And then they cut the interest rates by 0.25%, and then it dumps. And they go, it's because they didn't do it to 0.5% or whatever it is. And it's not that at all. You just, most moves, if you look, get front run, and then the news kind of either just you get the continuation pattern, or it's set up to then reverse. That's what I was saying at the start of stream, Dave, when we was talking about Tesla the other day.
Yeah,
it was sitting on support. The market had moved the price to that area. A load of shorts would have come in off the back of the bad earnings report. But unless you're going to lose major support, then all it's going to do is just the market makers will push it in the other direction and sweep up the late shorts.
Yeah, that's right.
The charts do not lie.
Yeah, focus on the charts, people. Focus on the charts. But this is, do you know what? US Open just isn't exciting, is it? I find.
Wasn't today, no.
No. I mean, I don't think it's been exciting really for a couple of weeks.
Well, most of the moves generally happen. It's either pre-session, because that's when, like at 1 o'clock, 1:15, 1:30, you'll get the US news if there's news that day, or you'll get like 3 p.m. They'll wait for them when the news comes out.
Yeah, I waiting patiently, aren't we? What's going on? Anything much happening?
Golden
Not much happening.
I'm going to have to leave you talking amongst yourself a sec and take the dog out for a pee. 2 seconds.
No worries, mate. Go on.
So I noticed Justin's got the light background as well on these charts.
Yeah, I think it's a lot better. I don't know what it is. I just can read the price action better, and I don't know why.
I just feel like an oddball now, being all dark.
I tell you what, mate. I used your intro again today.
Oh, did you?
Oh, it's great, isn't it?
I might do another one at the weekend, and
I love the just like the trance about it and stuff.
what the
Is that
video?
it? Is that what it's the type of music? Trance.
I don't know about that one really. Don't know. It didn't really fit into a genre, that one. I mean, yeah, that's kind of what I was mainly doing. You know, a lot of the stuff I did then was sort of trancey. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I've got loads of bits of music I've done, sort of thing, over the past years that isn't good enough to be released, but it's like, you know, it'd be quite a good fun for, like, you know, intros and outros and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I don't know, mate. I don't think you should knock yourself. I think you should release it all.
yeah. Well, I suppose, you know, back in the day, there was no easy way to do it, but you can these days, can't you?
You can do whatever you want these days. Yeah.
Yeah. The only thing about a lot of the stuff I didn't do it very well. I didn't EQ it very well, so, you know, you put it on a big system, it doesn't sound right, so it wouldn't work in a club or anything like that, you know. But, you know, it's general sort of like armchair techno or just chill out music, it'd probably work okay, you know. Sort of, yeah, I don't know. But,
we got a good amount of likes. Thank you, everyone who liked the stream. If you haven't already, do go and like the stream. Do you know what? I'm meant to have the dentist tomorrow, actually, and I've not rang up and cancelled it. Oh, dear.
why don't you just go?
Yeah, I'll tell you what. Maybe what we could do is maybe we could stream at a different time tomorrow. Maybe we could stream at 12 instead. And then I could do most of it and then just get off at 1:30, and you could finish off the last half an hour.
Yeah, I can do that if you like, yeah.
Because US Open isn't really, like, providing much recently, so maybe we could do that, and then I can I can then just quickly, half an hour's plenty of time to get there.
Yeah. Is it just a checkup or of?
Yeah, it's just a checkup. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Reggie Man says use a bit of lemon heads as your intro. Now the problem is, I don't know what lemon heads is, but we obviously can't use any copyright. Otherwise we'll get put in YouTube jail. So you'd have to be like, what's that, mate?
What are you up to?
Tomorrow. Oh, I've got the dentist.
Yeah.
I've got the dentist tomorrow. Yeah.
Dave's will be with gleaming white teeth.
Why is that done that again? What did I do then for that to zoom in on me?
I think it's because you said dentist. It's trying to zoom up on your teeth.
Yeah, probably. Reggie Man says stream from the dentist chair. I want to be a hippie and I want to get pump on Bitcoin. You want to get a pump on OM, mate? That's what you want, isn't it? I think Reggie Man would love nothing more than a pump on OM.
Is it Reggie Man who's like long from like, 1,000% above where we are or something?
No, he's 60 cents. So I think about like 7-8% maybe. Nothing too major, I don't think.
Okay.
Apologise for my yawning. Let us know in the chat though. What do you want us to cover? Or has anyone got any questions or thoughts or feelings? Don't be scared. Go on. Give us your feelings.
Only feelings for you, Dave.
Sexy man.
I'm hopefully going to be right. I just want this Bitcoin sweep to happen in 11 minutes time.
Yeah.
And then hopefully we should pump pretty decent from there. Just on that queue, we've got a nice little push down on gold, which is as expected.
How is gold doing? Should we have a look at gold? I think we looked at gold. When did I look at gold? I think it was on Friday?
Gold's great. I love gold.
Do you think that gold may have macro top now, or do you think it may go higher?
No, it'll go higher.
Because, I was thinking it'll go higher, but that was quite a nasty weekly candle that it had last week, wasn't it? The upper absorption on that, I don't know. I kind of fancy it to maybe go towards 4K, and then, which I don't think is anything groundbreaking, really. It's obviously the next big round number.
Yeah,
kind of get there, like just undershoot it, like it did with back when it went to 2K, but obviously didn't go to 2K. It went to like.
I can't remember who it was, but one of the big banks or funds or whatever, I think like JP Morgan or something like that, they had an expectation of 3,700. I think they revised it to. So obviously we won't go just there.
Listy says, what about CKB? CKB, I've never heard of it. Let's see. CKB. I don't think I've heard of it.
It's one of Listy's favourites.
Is it?
Yeah. Don't know why, but Listy has some. He was showing me this morning his wonderful trade on virtuals.
Ah, okay, yeah.
My view, Listy, if you care about my view in any way, shape, or form,
I'm sure he does.
There's on the weekly. If you look at the candles from February and March 23, the tops there. It looks like we're flirting with gaining that level. So I would be suggesting that once we gain that on the weekly, you are safe to long it.
So why do you like this so much, Listy? Is it just the price action on it that you like?
Listy will have insider information.
I bet he does, yeah.
He's a legend, isn't he?
Yeah. Great guy. Hopefully. Will we be seeing you again this year, Listy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope so. Are you planning on going to Zebu again, mate?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm very much hoping I'll see you before then, Dave.
I hope so, yeah.
Need to pull my finger out and sort something out, really.
Yeah, we do, yeah. Well, it won't be that, yeah, we can't leave it that long.
No.
I think you'll be coming to Zebu, won't you, Save, as well?
I think so. Yeah, don't see why not.
We'll make you.
Yeah.
We'll make you. We can do a live from there. That'll be fun. No, I think we'll have the day off. Reggie man, yeah. Well, hopefully, mate, you get what you're after. I hope anyway. I hope and pray that you get what you're after, so you can either get out of it, or even if it gets a little bit of a scam pump, you end up with some profit out of it. Hopefully. But yeah, I mean, we've not had too much going on, have we? We've had obviously push back up on SBX, which is good. We've got 6 minutes until I need to change this to, hang on, filter to have medium news in it for Jolts.
Should be red folder, shouldn't it?
I think it depends on where you look. I use FX Street. You use, is it Forex Factory you use?
Yeah.
Yeah, on FX Street for some reason it's orange folder, but well, it doesn't even use folders, but better to say orange folder. It uses it's orange on there for some reason. I've always used FX Street. I've never swapped over to Forex Factory. I don't know why.
Oh.
But there we go. Just shows you done it. Just shows you. You
So
think
many
you know,
ways to do
you think
this.
you know a guy, and then he comes out saying he uses FX Street instead of Forex Factory.
Just when you think you know someone.
Well, that's it. Just when you think you know someone. Just when I thought I knew Save with Crypto, he says that he's been dreaming about me.
I did have a question for you. Actually, did I dream it, or have you got a patio heater?
How do you know that?
He's been spying your house.
Yeah, how do you actually know that?
I don't know. Maybe I am actually psychic.
No, that is really weird. I mean, I suppose it's not that weird. I suppose many people probably have a patio heater, but how do you know that? Like,
I don't know. I was thinking of getting one myself, and I thought, I wonder if any of my mates have got one. And I thought.
See, I have one of the big ones, so.
What, like
I
a
have
gas
one
one?
Yeah, I have a gas one, but I have one of the big ones that you see, like, in like beer gardens and stuff like that, like the real big ones.
That's
if you
what I
get
want.
in one, I would probably suggest that if you want just to have one around when you're sitting around, probably better off with like one of the fireplace ones or something. I find mine to be too big, I think, which is something that I find quite often with a lot of things.
It's a blessing and a curse.
Yeah, that's yeah. My patio heater, damn, it's so big. Yeah, so I mean, personally, yeah, unless you're just going to find yourself standing up around it, which is good if you got people over, or if you're barbecuing or whatever. But I find it, yeah, it can be a bit of a nuisance.
Right. I've got like a sort of round pub bench type thing in my garden. I'm just thinking I'd like to spend a bit more time outside of an evening,
Yeah, well, that might be all right, yeah.
Get the infrared heaters, much better. What I've got.
Which ones are them?
I don't want to cook myself.
Which ones are the infrared ones?
Well, I've got you see pictures of my house, Dave.
Yes.
So it's in my outdoor bar, gazebo, or not gazebo, pagoda area. They've actually got like heaters integrated into it.
Right. Oh, right. Okay. Oh, I know which ones you mean. Yeah, I know which ones you mean.
Use the remote, and they're like lights, but they just whack out. Like the same sort of stuff that you get in beer gardens.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I get you. I get it. Yeah, mine's. So do they run off electric then?
Yes.
Yeah, see, mine's gas, which is a bit annoying.
Yeah, so you have to go and get the gas bottles and stuff like that.
Yeah. So I to be fair, actually, since I bought that one, because I got one of the big ones, I've never actually had to go and change it or whatever. But yeah, obviously it's just not as easy as electric because you just never have to change that one.
Yeah, and Justin's got loads of electric.
Yeah, we figured that out. Yeah, we figured that out.
He's probably got the biggest electric bill in the world.
Right, we've got 2 minutes, and after the 2 minutes of Joel's, I must go.
Yeah, no worries, mate.
Stay on for that, and then
Let's see. Oh, we've got Jalapeno in the chat. We've got a bit of a spicy guy going on.
Hala's there.
He's saying, what time are you putting dinner on? You better be cooking that naked, Hala. Let me tell you. Naked with an apron and a chef's hat, and that's it. Nothing else. All we want to see.
I'll tell you what I learned today is jalapeno and chipotle are the same pepper. It's just the chipotle is the dried version.
All right, okay.
I never knew that.
I don't think all right. I don't know.
Listen to this very quickly. So, no, I mentioned a few weeks ago that Trump and Musk are basically running the country like as CEOs.
Yeah.
Besant has just said that White House hails businessman in chief Trump after trade war turmoil. You heard it here first on Stonksy.
There we go. Latest breaking news coming out. Right, what have we got? Hang on. Got 15 seconds until jolts. There we go. Let's be having you.
Let's have some violence.
We fell down a little bit on Bitcoin. Not loads. A mere $100, but there we go. And boom. What did we get? Oh, there we go. To the down a bit. What did it come in as? It came in lower than expectations. 7.192 million.
So is that good news or bad news? It's bad news, isn't it?
It's news. It's all it is. It's news of some description. So
in terms of the actual data itself, there was fewer job openings than expected.
Okay.
Which, yeah, Bitcoin is getting a bit of a hammer blow took to it from that. I'm guessing we're going to see that reflected in the S&P as well.
So boring and predictable.
There we go. Well, that was fun.
Yeah, that's it. That's your volume's done for the day.
Yeah, there we go. Right, everyone back to cutting the grass.
Right, so we swept onto that into the fair value gap. It's just no. Interesting to see what the volume is actually like at the moment. It's just nothing.
There we go. Good absorption on that so far.
Classic usual behaviour. Alas. Right, I'm going to have to bounce, chaps.
No worries, mate. Big thank you for coming on
It's
again.
been a pleasure, as always.
As always. Thank you for coming on, mate. Do appreciate
No
it.
worries. Appreciate you all. And I'll tune in and say hi tomorrow. Hopefully, we might get some volume tomorrow with 100 days in office.
Yes, hopefully. Right, mate.
Nice one.
Well,
I'll catch you later. See you guys.
Enjoy the rest of your day. See you later. Bye, mate. Ooh, and then there were two.
Oh, so yeah, but
There were two.
it's nearly all over though, isn't it?
It's nearly. Maybe we'll give the people what they want. 1 or 2 minutes of us together. Yeah, but big thank you to everyone who's joined today. Let's see how well you've treated us. 29, 31. How have the likes gone down? I'm sure there was more likes than that than before. Anyway, 31 people, 20 likes. I think some people have actually unliked, which is really brutal. Please do make sure you drop a like on this stream before anything else. We are heading back to the upside on Bitcoin by the looks of it. Really indecisiveness, isn't it? Just big indecisiveness.
Yeah. Maybe it's when we started talking about patio heaters, they thought, sod that, I'm unsubscribing.
Yeah, maybe they thought this is meant to be a crypto show.
Yeah.
But you can only discuss crypto so much when Bitcoin is literally doing nothing. Like last week was great, but if you look at the daily chart, this is what we've had to deal with recently. We had to deal with, obviously, this was all exciting. You know, we got some good moves on here. We got obviously this liquidation and stuff, and then we had the move build up. But we had like 8 days of sideways here. Then we got a glorious 2-day uptrend, and then literally just smack bang into a range again. Obviously, this kind of ground higher for like 3 days, but nothing major. But literally in the past, 2.5 weeks, we've pretty much just had 2 daily candles, which have been of interest. The rest have kind of been small or just very slowly grinding. So we've not actually had a lot to deal with over the past few weeks, which is unfortunate. But obviously, regardless of what Bitcoin is doing, we are here to trade it. And trade it we will.
Yeah. I did notice earlier on today, we got a green background on Stonksy on Bitcoin at 10:35 this morning. And then 11:20, we got a little green arrow as well.
Yes, I saw that, yeah.
So, that could be good. We haven't really gone up much from the entry, though, the entry was around about just slightly above where we are now, actually.
Yeah.
There was a pump up, around about midday, but apart from that, it's just drifting along, isn't it? I suppose. Yeah. I did see some people saying, "Oh, the token 2049 in Dubai is going to create interest in Bitcoin." It never does it? It just, I don't think that ever does anything, does it?
I don't think any of these events do really. What creates interest in Bitcoin is, volatility or price going up.
Yeah. Simple as that, isn't it? Get BitBoy as a guest. Oh. That's what Reggie Man said.
I don't think we'd be able to get him on, mate, in all honesty.
Isn't he inside or something?
I don't know. I think it is. I haven't really kept up with the drama or events as they've unfolded. But if anyone was able to get a guest, a BitBoy as a guest, it would be TMG, probably on his own channel.
Yeah.
So, we wouldn't be able to get him on here. I think the channel's too small as it stands. But maybe it's something we can explore getting other guests on as we grow. I think probably maybe we just need to grow more in terms of Stonksy itself.
Yeah.
We are getting a sizable push up on Bitcoin, on the S&P now. Keen eye on what this does today. It's having a bit of an explosive start, as you can see, mirroring into Bitcoin. So the two are very still closely intertwined. Yeah.
Well, actually, on that Jolts thing, I did go into a little long on my MEXC account.
Oh, right, okay.
Actually, now currently $11 up.
Yes, there we go.
So that's good.
There we go. You can buy yourself some dinner tomorrow, mate, with that.
Yeah, might get some more tofu.
Yeah, well, you could, probably clean Aldi out.
Yeah, I did yesterday. There was only two packs left of the organic smoked tofu, and I thought,
say it isn't so.
I know there's 3 left, and I had them all though.
Wow.
I love it.
There we go. Stay with crypto, just cleaning Aldi out.
Yeah.
I'm very interested to see what happens today. I do think, the thing is, we're Tuesday tomorrow, obviously, we've got monthly end. Wednesday, we've got the start of a new month. Then we're already then Friday, and then the weekend. So I don't know. I mean, do we get a move out of this range, or do we just drive everyone insane and just keep ranging until next week? It's going to be interesting to see, but I do hope that we do get some sort of move because, yeah, we it makes the stream more interesting.
Yeah, it'd be good to see some mega candle, wouldn't it, of some sort?
Yeah. For you, obviously, with your longs still being open to the upside, that'd be nice.
I know, I'm getting a bit bored with them now. I'm actually wondering if I should just take some profit. Well, I don't know. I don't want to close them completely, but I feel like I should close a big chunk. So
you could always close like 80% of them and then just keep the entry.
Yeah.
What you could do is, regardless of where you close them, but you could always close 80% of them. Then you can keep the entry, then, can't you? And then say, Bitcoin does whatever, goes to 96, 97, or tops out around here, wherever. Then if it comes down to say like 91 or so, closes that CME gap and looks strong, then you can just re-add, and then you're not like directly opening a new trade, are you? Because you're using still some of that entry that you've got left open, so then it won't bring it up as much. It would probably still bring it up a fair whack, but you wouldn't be entering at market.
Yeah. No, I think my plan is I'll probably do that with the BitUnix one and the Bybit one.
Which is the biggie? Which is the one where you was like 2k in profit?
That's the Bybit one. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
See, the thing is with the BitUnix one, that's a USDT trade. So if I take profit on that, it's going to be USDT. So the thing is with that, you can use that to trade other stuff, so you're not always tempted to sort of mess with the trade you've already got.
Yeah.
But the Bybit one is an inverse perpetual, so I'm actually using Bitcoin as the collateral there.
Oh, and Bitcoin's gone up, yeah.
And so with that one, I'm kind of, I don't know. I'm just tempted to leave it as it is. That's actually doing all right now. That's 221% in profit. 2,000.
Nice. What about what happened to the BitGet one?
BitGet one's still up there as well.
That was up a nice amount as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, let me have a look.
God, you got so many trades open, I can't keep up.
I know. I can't either. I have to write them down a bit of paper now because I can't keep them in my head. And the BitGet one with the BGB as collateral is $627 in profit. That's 136%. That's doing all right. And I got another one as well on BitGet with using Bitcoin as collateral, which is $153 in profit. You see, I'm more tempted to mess around with that one, really, because that one, the entry was only 90,717. So, it was that one wasn't such a good entry. But,
But yeah,
I'm just getting a bit bored now. I think I feel like I should start thinking about compounding the gains a little bit and getting up to sort of bigger money, really. I'm kind of watching the stuff that Block Pro does and stuff, and he's generally sort of bullish at the moment on Bitcoin, but he says there is a possibility we could go back to the 80s. So I need to be prepared for that, really.
Yeah, that's it, mate. That's it. I mean, if we go and have a look, I suppose that's one thing we could maybe start looking at, isn't it? Is regardless of where Bitcoin goes to, if we was going to get some sort of pullback, where would you be looking? 88k would be like a 7% pullback from here.
Yeah.
But then again, is that kind of too obvious? I don't know. Is that too obvious of a retest zone for the price? Obviously, we do have a CME gap around 91k. We also do have this chunk, this little consolidation here, which is yet to be tested, which probably acts as demand for the price, I think. And that's down at 91 too. So that would coincide with that. Now, obviously, where price goes from there is a different story, but we still do have this gap open to the downside on the CME.
All right. So when did that appear?
So it was made last Tuesday in the hour that the CME is closed. So the CME closes for an hour every day, doesn't it? And while the CME was closed, Bitcoin shot up, creating this gap here. So it was obviously originally created here between these two candles, but obviously we've closed a good portion of it down to this wick, which is why I've got it highlighted as here, because obviously from here downwards we've closed that, but this portion still remains open.
Right.
Which I don't think many have. I don't think many people are really paying attention to that. But it's obviously good to have highlighted on your chart, or at least just in the back of your mind. Bitcoin's putting in some wild 15-minute candles here, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I think we'll leave the stream there. So,
Okay.
hang on. We've got Anne Roby saying, do you think ETH is in a Bart Simpson pattern on the hourly? Let's go and see. Bart Simpson pattern on the hourly. I just can't. Yeah, I do know exactly what you mean, mate. I know exactly what you mean. It does kind of seem that way, doesn't it? Yeah, it does. You wouldn't be surprised, would you, if this turned into a Bart Simpson? I think the thing is, for this to turn into a Bart Simpson, you're gonna have to have the same from Bitcoin, I think, to drag it. Now, obviously, that would be saying if it come all the way down as a Bart is, you know, up, sideways, and then down. But, you know, if Bitcoin falls, then obviously we do have the potential for ETH to lose its value against Bitcoin again, and maybe come down towards, you know, these lows of April. So that might speed up, you know, the drop and see it fall harder than potentially, you know, say if Bitcoin was to fall to 91. Maybe, you know, ETH falls a bit harder and completes some of the bar. But yeah, it kind of does look like it. But I think we're going to have Bitcoin kind of kickstart it and give it really the rest of the market. If you're looking on anything to fall, really, I mean, Bitcoin just, it looks like it's being held up well. But I think if we do get some downside on Bitcoin, I think a lot of things, you know, like the ones that especially have gone up like really hard, like Sui. You know, Sui. I'm really annoyed at this because I remember on Sunday someone asked me about Sui and I outlined this black line as a place for the price to liquidate and then drop back below. And again, it's just another one of these examples of where like I'm just not paying attention when I'm actually covering it. Like I should have set some alerts there and been watching for the drop back down, because that would have been a nice trade. But you know, something like Sui potentially is this maybe distributing, because it's gone up so hard, so fast, and so aggressively. Maybe we're seeing distribution now. Yeah, it's difficult, but yeah, I mean, if we get any sort of, if this is kind of a top area on Bitcoin, then yeah, we could see everything retrace pretty hard, depending on where Bitcoin was to go.
Yeah, got you.
But yeah, big thank you for joining today. Hope you've enjoyed it. Do make sure before you go, smash a like on the stream. Do subscribe if you're new. And of course, make sure you check them links out in the description. You can sign up. Oh, it's gone on my face again. You can sign up to BLOFIN, non-KYC account. You get yourself some nice welcome bonuses. And of course, we are still running the 20% off Stonksy for your first month. So if you haven't got Stonksy yet and you want to give it a go, do click that second link in the description. The discount code is next to it, but you'll also find it on the website at the top here, bot20. Come over to the Start Now page, monthly option, click the button, and then put the discount code in at checkout, and then that'll get you your first month with 20% off. And it's just a monthly rolling plan, so there's no contract. You can cancel anytime. And yeah, you do get access to everything, so the indicator, the Discord server, and the trading bots on BLOFIN. So it'd be great to see you over there. But apart from that, that's all from us for today. We'll obviously be back tomorrow. And yeah, do come and join us. And bring a friend. Maybe we'll do Bring a Friend Wednesday. But yeah, we'll see where Bitcoin is come tomorrow. Are we going to finally get some movement from this kind of consolidation that we've had, up or down? And yeah, it should be interesting if we do. But catch you then. Enjoy the rest of your day. And I'll see you later. Bye-bye.